Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the replay. As you're coming in, share and invite your followers and also give hearts. I'm Arianne, and this is Position to Prosper. If it's your first time tuning in, say hey, let me know where you are tuning in from. So thank you for doing that. I'm just gonna hop on real quick. Y'all know it's a whole lot going on right now since Friday, since this election. It has been crazy, but there's one thing that I want to address in particular, and you may or may not have seen it thus far, but there is this meme, hey, from Clayton, North Carolina. I have no idea where that is, but I went to Elon in North Carolina. I don't know if that's close or not, but thank you for tuning in. But there's this meme going around, and you may have seen it or not, but it is of this man who I guess is supposed to be Jesus, and he's got luggage in his hand, and at the top of it says, "On my way back to the White House." Now, I was like, okay, I'm confused, because what are they trying to say? I was like, what parts of him left and what parts are coming back exactly? So I was a little bit confused about what they meant about Jesus was on his way back to the White House, and it didn't really sit that well with me. And unfortunately, poor little Vicky Yohe, she just got hammered over the weekend based off of, her words and talking about y'all could protest all you want and da-da-da. I mean, she got slammed. And I guess she's apologized in her own way at this point. But it was just so crazy. And I was like, what are they trying to say? Jesus was never in the White House before, or what's going on? And so I try to understand it from their perspective. And I understand you may not agree with the fact that, homosexuals are allowed to get married. You may not agree with that, and I understand that. But let me tell you something. It's the president's job to uphold what's in the Constitution, not what's in the Bible. Did you forget that? Like, it is their job to uphold the Constitution and not what's in the Bible. Now, whether you believe in all this stuff or not, those are your personal beliefs. So the Constitution is about freedom. So why is it that they have to cater to your beliefs and not to anyone else's? And yes, I'm a Christian, but I'm just saying, let's not get it twisted here what their role is when they're in office. And so that's why I felt like, okay, they might not have agreed with some of the stuff that Obama put into place, but guess what? His job was to uphold the Constitution, not the Bible. Yes, hopefully the Bible influenced some of, his decisions and all of that. But at the end of the day, some of the stuff they couldn't even get away with because it was ruled as unconstitutional. So at the end of the day, that's what's going to make the impact on the laws, the Constitution, not the Bible. And so I was like, okay, these people have really lost their mind talking about Jesus wasn't in the White House. I'm really confused about that. And so I just ask the people that feel like that is, the case or what have you really considered what the president's job is, what he is there to uphold, and have your personal expectation been out of alignment with reality? Exactly. That is my point. Jesus told the disciples to go make disciples. He wasn't talking to Caesar. He didn't go to Caesar. He said, start here, start in your community, start in your circles. He didn't go to the White House. Right? He told you, start with your neighborhood, start with your job, not with the president. I don't care who he or she is. What are you going to do if the next president is Muslim? You just going to sit around and wait and complain and not do what God told you to do? Because that's the country that we live in. It allows people to be free to believe whatever they want to believe, whether you agree with it or not. And so as a Christian, that is your job to fill in that gap and to go minister to that person. So you know what? You don't believe in homosexuality? Great. When's the last time you ministered to somebody that was homosexual? Or was you just turning your nose up like, ew, they nasty, or they're rebelling against the Bible? What if no one's preached the Bible to them before? What if they don't know the implications of their behavior? What if they don't know the enemy is after their destiny and this is a spirit that could be cast out of them because no one has ministered the truth to them? It's a question. You don't agree with abortion? Great. Okay, when's the last time you offered assistance to a mom that was in distress? Financial assistance, whatever the case is. Exactly. Do your job as a believer. So we can't just sit up here waiting on the government to do the job of the church. Isn't there separation of church and state? If I'm not mistaken, now I'm not, a government major, but if I'm not mistaken, there's a separation of church and state. So if that's the case, why are you expecting the government to uphold your values and nobody else's? I'm really confused. And so if that is you and you just been, a little delirious for the past couple of days, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you 3 things real quick. I'm going to get out of here. I just want people to start thinking a little bit differently, because it's only been, 4 days, and it's been going crazy. And so the first thing is this: stop waiting on the government to share the gospel. Let's do that. At the church, let's stop waiting on the government to share the gospel. That is not their job. That's our job. That's our job. So if you don't believe in what they're doing, great. Go minister to somebody. Make yourself available to be used by God. Amazing. Get it, run for an office so you can have an impact on a community. Do something, but don't just complain and sit back, pointing fingers at everybody. Oh, look how corrupt they are. What are you doing? What did you do? What did you do to help counteract what was going on right now? Right? So let's stop waiting on the government to do our job and share the gospel. That's not their job. It's ours. The second thing is this: stop trying to delegate discipleship through the democracy. What? Stop trying to delegate discipleship through democracy. You want everybody to agree with you before you go and speak to somebody? Nah, I don't think so. God commanded you to go. And that's all the words you needed. I don't need you to vote on this. I don't need a vote. I don't need a popular vote on this. If God told you to do it and that's what you believe, then that's what you go do. But nah, we want everybody else to do it. We want everybody else to do it. We want to delegate our responsibility as disciples. And nah, that's not going to work. It doesn't fly. It's time out for this passive Christianity that everybody just needs to bow down to us and they need to come to our church where they'll just find us. Like, what is that? No. He told us to go, not wait for them to come. Sit back and look at everybody and wait for them to come to you. Nah, I don't know what's going on. We have got it twisted, but hey, we need to get over it. So let's stop delegating discipleship to everybody else. It's our job, right? And then the last thing is this: stop hoping and waiting and wishing for the Constitution to line up with Christ. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I don't believe that, at all. And let's talk about this. It's a small little history lesson. I'm not a history major, so don't quote me on this. You can go look it up. But the Roman Empire, they were pretty much responsible for the crucifixion of Christ, if I'm not mistaken, right? And so, 300 plus years later, when Constantine was ruling, right? Guess who ministered to him and got him to start the ball rolling to make Christianity the official religion of Rome? His mama. His mom ministered to him, because Christianity was spreading like crazy during that time. And some people question whether it was exactly his mom or not, but I'm going to go with that because some sources say that. But his mom ministered to him and was like, yo, you need to get on this Christianity train. All these people are believing. And that started the ball rolling. It was something called the Edict of Milan. It started the ball rolling, and then about 67 years later, it became the official religion. But it happened because people were sharing the gospel. They didn't have Instagram. They didn't have Facebook. They didn't have email, texting. They didn't have anything like that back then. They had people on foot writing letters and things, sharing the gospel. So if you're really serious about seeing that type of impact too, and really being this Acts 2 type church today, then I suggest you get ready to get your hands dirty. We're the hands and the feet of the church, right? Well, hands are for working and feet are for moving. And say we were just a mouth, so we were the hands and the feet. So, right, snail mail like a mug back then. And so we don't have any excuse, but we have just gotten so lazy. And I don't know if it's just because it's westernized culture at this point. Why are we so worried about being politically correct then? For what? Why are you worried about offending political people? It's a separation, right? That's what they say. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. But I will say this: if this is what we believe, Christianity is really our religion. It's our job to share the gospel with people. It's our job to wake up every day and say, you know what, God, Lord, use me. Lord, I'm available to you, right? Even if the person doesn't look like me, even if the person doesn't dress like me, Lord, use me to speak to somebody today. But nah, we on our own agendas. We're on our own agendas, and we're going to sit back and complain, oh, look at them. Oh, look at them. They rioting over there. When's the last time you tried to minister to somebody? Like, come on, y'all. Or we just like going to church. That's it. We just got saved so we could say and check a box off that we went to church every week. Nah. It's time out for that. And so I really don't have anything else to say. It's really just something to think about. I posted something on Instagram yesterday, and I said, I posted this scripture. I said, if y'all really think that, y'all acting like Trump is some kind of Messiah or something. So I posted Matthew 24:24, and it says, for false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. Even the elect. And I'm telling y'all, it was some high-name people coming out the woodwork looking real crazy over the last few days. Again, Vicky Yohe, poor thing. Like, I feel bad for her. I was like, wow. But there have been some people in some high places that's, it's like, what? I understand your beliefs, and I understand your stance, but do you understand the responsibility of those that are in the White House and all of that? That's what I'm saying. That's where the disconnect is. And so I posted it, and I was like, yo, I have to do it. It may ruffle some feathers. It might make some people mad. I don't care. Y'all know that. I don't care. My Bible says to fear the one that could send my soul to hell, not the one that could kill my body. And that's the one I'm worried about. The one who can condemn my soul to hell, not the one that could kill me. I'm all right. I got Jesus. So it's okay. It's really something to think about. And yeah, we got to love on each other. Again, it's our job to spread the gospel, period. It's not the government's job. And that's the point that I want to make. It is not the government's job to hold up what's in the Bible, right? It's not. It's ours. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of your hearts. I'm not keeping y'all anymore. I don't want to, get any more energized than I am, but I just think people have been a little bit delusional these last few days. And also, if we're really believers, pray for your leaders. That's in our word too, that we got to pray. I think someone posted 1 Timothy, I'm going to get it wrong. I don't remember right now, but it's in there. I don't remember the exact verse right now, but you have got to pray for our leaders. Pray that God will open his heart. Pray that God will give him discernment and wisdom. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I live here. I'm not trying to get blown up. I'm not trying to be broke. I'm not trying to do any of that. So I need him and all his people to get their little lives together like I do. Because I live here and I'm not going nowhere else. So I need them to get it together. So we need to be in prayer, guys. We need to be in prayer. That doesn't mean being passive. That means being in prayer for those who are in leadership, but also doing our part right where we are. Are we sharing the gospel and all of that stuff? So it's both and. Pray and get to work, right? Faith without works is dead. So if that's really what we believe, let's pray and let's get to work on our level. So I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you are not following me on Instagram, you can do that at Arianne Maccabee. You can also visit my website, www.ariannemaccabee.com, and check out my first book, Destined to Fly, The Pursuit of Purpose. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Share this with your followers if you're watching on the replay. And let's just get on one accord, guys. Let's just get on one accord. Let's stop passing off discipleship to other people. We got to get it done. All right. So love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.